Damn you. Way too bright. Stupid light. There we go. And maybe I am a vampire, so what? Let me just throw this all over the place real quick. Because this one is going to be a fun one. If this thing will do what it's supposed to do. There we go. And bear with me, the stand thing that I'm using, for some reason, the part with the ball thing, that way you can like change it around. Yeah, for some reason, one of the screws that was screwed into it somehow decided to pick up its feet and run away. So yeah, you might be seeing this thing be extra bouncy. Sounds so vulgar, but who cares? There we go. Okay. And for giggles, let's actually make it the right color. No. 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 Yeah, screw it, we'll go with this one. Actually, no, I'm just going to keep it simple. Cupcake. Thank you. You're going to make me throw you off a cliff. Stop it. There we go. So, the short little topic thing for this lovely segment is Lilith in being mentioned in gaming, reference, or entertainment. Now, bear in mind, the few that I've chosen are very small. Or like, there's not really, I mean, there's so many references that can be tied to Lilith in modern culture and pop culture and entertainment and video gaming and movies and all that. I mean, there's just so many, but based on like what I've seen, these ones are a few of the ones that scream, I wonder who that could be. And understand that this is not a definitive list, and this is a small amount of references. So I guess we'll start with the one that's probably one of the most obvious. If you are familiar with the game, let this load a little bit. If you're familiar with the game Darkstalkers, there's a character actually named Lilith. There we go. And ironically, Lilith in this game is actually very childlike. Kind of like, kind of behaves like a child, and acts like a child. And in, which game is it? I think it's Darkstalkers Resurrection, I believe that's what it's called. There's actually a reference to how she kind of manipulated God to make Eden. Even though it's not really, it's not really pointing at that, but it's the idea of her manipulating him to do what she wants. And he's thinking that he's actually woozy-wooing her by making the world in Eden to impress her, but in reality, she was tricking him. So in a way, and this is actually a small clip, this is when she in the game, she does this special move called Gloomy Puppet Show. And keep in mind the idea of her manipulating Yahweh to make the world, but really just to get away from him. This idea of manipulation. Mm. Just like that. Because in reality, what she was doing was actually making him, like forcing him to be all like, oh, why don't you just woozy woo me then, bub? Go back. Okay, now as you can see, he looks kind of proper, and now he's being forced by the move, by like this specific move, now to do like a rhythm game, and to, pretty much impress her. And if you can kind of tell the look on her face, I don't know if I get it. She's just like, nope, not feeling it. Zap. And that really on its own is kind of a reference of how, in a way, Lilith can manipulate somebody and to make them think that they're getting lucky, but in reality, it's like, oh no. And just like in the other character is, if this stupid bloody thing will do what it's supposed to do, which it never does. No, you dummy. The next one's a little bit more obvious. The other character from Darkstalkers is Morrigan. Do I need to say any more? Even though the color palette and her hair color may not be the most ideal, but yes, for the succubus part, yes. But nonetheless, though, that's not like the real core of Lilith. It's the empowerment of the self to the degree that you do as you like, and you're confident in yourself, and you just do as you please, and you don't let nothing hold you back. That's the core. And then we have this one is actually probably, how do I put this? It's probably the most like recent, and it's from Resident Evil 8. And if you've been living under a rock and if you don't know who Resident Evil's new poster character is, well, okay. Lady Dimitrescu. When is the last time I talked with Lilith? Well, she comes in frequently, at least for me. Most of the time it's whenever I'm doing one of these live streams, or when I'm just reading something. Sometimes she just pops in and says, okay. She just pops in randomly. Like what I said in one of those other videos of mine, that she likes to come in and just be, nope, still stupid. Then comes back later and just prays, oh, please don't be so stupid. Oh, no, he's an idiot. She comes in randomly. That's why you always gotta be on your toesies. Next reference is Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 8. You're probably thinking, ow, well, Lilith has potential associations with vampirism, and Lady Dimitrescu is also a very dark, elegant, noble figure, which also fits Lilith pretty well. And also, if you're very familiar with the story, Lady Dimitrescu has 3 daughters, and Lilith has children of her own too. And I mean, if you've actually heard Lady Dimitrescu speak, it actually does kind of sound like a tone that Lilith would have. So let me see if I can get a clip, and hopefully it won't be longer than 5 seconds, and people will be like, oh my god, copyright. God forbid. Let this thing load a little faster. 30,000 years later. God, that thumbnail looks like depression. Come on, Cupcake. Alright, Milkshake, come on. Before I get my pension check, please. Actually, here we go. I'll just do it this way. I'll just probably play the quote that she's most well known for. I really don't care about advertisements. Okay. 30 years later, I finally got something. Hey, Loyalty. So now here is how Lady Dimitrescu speaks. I can't really pronounce that correctly because I really don't know how to pronounce the Romanian dialect that well. But anyway, this is what she sounds like, and I mean, I can. The first thing I think is like, well, is that you, or am I just crazy?
Wow, Ethan Winters. Wow, Ethan Winters.
That definitely doesn't sound Lilith inspired. Definitely not. And according to the Resident Evil lore, she actually as well is infected with a I can't remember exactly what that virus is called, but she's infected with like the mold strain that allows her to pretty much become reliant on consuming blood, and she also has very fast regenerative abilities. Excuse me. So essentially, she thrives off of consuming blood. And funny enough, in the game, she actually and her daughters, they actually take the blood of both men and women, but to keep the women alive, they suck the life out of them, but keep them alive. And the men, well, sucks to be them. That doesn't sound like Lilith inspired. Oh, no. Ladies, we're going to keep you alive and you're going to help us out. Men, well, sucks to be you. Yeah. That's definitely not Lilith inspired. Definitely not. Another one, and funny enough, this one's actually going to be going over to, I mean, there's other references in other card games, but I mean, for goodness sakes, now they have a Yu-Gi-Oh monster named after her. Oh god, how funny. I couldn't do that again if I tried. That awkward moment when it's like, oh look, it's the Dark Magician. Oh great. Did Yugi summon you? Because now look. Oh, I see your Dark Magician, then I'm going to raise you a Lilith, Lady of Lament. I see your Dark Magician, I'll raise you a Lady No, I'll raise you a Lilith, Lady of Lament. Even though probably I would make it a little bit tougher than 2000. Definitely not planned. Definitely not planned. Another one is... I guess we're gonna... Okay, the next one is from Final Fantasy. And if you're as old... Sit still. And this, if you're new here, or if you've been living under a rock for the past 10, 20 years, this is Lulu from Final Fantasy X. And she, unless if you're actually interacting with her more out of the second part of the game, how do you say your name? Shrubison? Is that how you say it? Shrubison? Because I'm not sure, because I'm not really understanding. I don't know that character, so I'm new here with that one. But reason why for Lulu, okay, kinky. Well, not kinky, but you get the idea. But Lulu, well, usually in the beginning of the game when you first meet Lulu, she's kind of like, I don't know who you are. Okay, then I haven't seen the anime, so I'm new here with that one. I got nothing. But Lulu, at first when you meet her, she's like, I don't know who you are or where you came from. You interfere with Yuna's pilgrimage. We won't take it kindly. And even like when she was speaking to Waka, he does look like Chapu. I was surprised too the first time I saw him. But no matter what he looks like, he isn't Chapu. You shouldn't have brought him here in the first place. Excuses again? That's it. No more. Enough, Waka. And just walks away. And in the game, if you're new here, she's actually meant to be the party's black mage, using like fire, thunder, water, and blizzard, like the elemental magic. And her weapons is actually using dolls and puppets. And that awkward moment when you have a little doll go up and just let's see, I'm trying to think of that awkward moment when you actually face off against one of the bosses, like the last Seymour, the last encounter with them. That moment when you just tell Lulu, "Hey, Lulu, have your puppet go kick him in the shin and one shot him." Yeah. And funny enough, she, of all the characters, usually you're pretty much going through like the vanilla, the basic Final Fantasy X, unless if you're also, or if you're going through the remake and the re-release and HD remaster, or if you're one of them lucky ones that has the international version, you can actually use the alternative garment grid, sphere grid, and all the characters start in the middle, and then you can decide where they go. They all start in Kamari's area of the grid. Then you can make them do whatever the heck you want to. But with the main line that Lulu goes down, naturally, that pathway of the grid kind of makes her pretty much be able to dodge and evade everything except magic, because you're not able to like evade magic, but unless if you have reflect, but that's different. But yeah, of all the characters, Lulu seems to be the only one that has the common sense to get out of the way, while everybody else gets hit in the face. Oh, is that a big giant bird about to, peck me on the face? No. And the way that she dodges is that she just like pushes herself back, like she just floats backwards. Like, oh, you missed. Oh, what's that? A one shot? No. Like, that's just her. That's just how the game decides. Like, okay, this black mage, yep, she's gonna have a lot of defense for some reason, even though mages are tended known to be very fragile. She has a lot of defense and a lot of common sense to get out of the way. So yeah, she's quite difficult to hit and to kill, unless you're going against a magic user, so that's different, or a magic using enemy. But even then, her magic defense is high too. So it's just like, oh, tank Lulu. Well, not only can does she get out of the way, but when you do hit her, well, you're gonna have to hit her more than once. Unless if you're going against something that is like Anima with a one-hit death move that you can't dodge, just cheating. But also, you can also say Pain from 10-2. In a way, you can also say her too, but essentially, Pain is essentially like the same design, except she's not. Let's just say she's not elegantly dressed. Pain is more like, Pain, dear, you look like you just came out of a gentleman's club and wearing that. Okay. It has the same eye color and everything. A ruby garnet. Then we will go to a game that I frequently play. And this one should come off as no surprise. From League of Legends, it is Evelyn. Evelyn has the title, like all the other characters that you can play as. She's known as the Widowmaker. Yes, the Widowmaker. Like, oh, I'm gonna make a widow out of this one. But in reality, the way that she actually speaks and the voice line she has, I'll play one. I'll play a good one. Let me find it. I just gotta make sure I don't play one that's like, oh, that's very vulgar. I might be a second or two because then I'm gonna listen and try and find one. So that way it kind of gives the effect. Here we go. This one sounds like something she would say to Adam. Hey, Annis. Okay, now this one definitely sounds like, oh, looks like he became an Adam. He was made an Adam. Oh, no wonder. Like, how come it's not playing well? Because it's still plugged in.
For who I really am.
No, this one. This one takes the kick.
A man once told me to put on some clothes, so I wore his skin. Told me to put on some clothes, so I wore his skin.
Well, all right then, Evelyn. But yeah, that kind of idea of dread. Okay, I'll play it again. Essentially, she was saying, a man once told me to put on some clothes. So I wore his skin. Rip. Don't start being loud. You were good up until now. So then we have, also from the same game, this is also the last one that I have as of now, is Cassiopeia, which is, yes, a Medusa, well, it's a Gorgon character. And she, well, if you know how to play her, she is quite terrifying to play against if you're playing against the good one. Because in reality, all she has to do is poison your and is either get you poisoned, and then she just literally just is like, imagine this. Imagine if you're a seal and you have a small cut, and now you're bleeding in the ocean, and then a shark smells the blood. Yeah, she's the shark, and you're the seal. And the blood is just the poison to find you. And once she gets that whiff of that poison, yep, she is chasing you down and just ripping you to shreds. That's how she works. But primarily, Lilith can be tied to the Medusa as well, with the idea of how both are outcasted and both were betrayed and both were mistreated over something uncalled for. I'm going to play one voice line of Cassiopeia. And yes, she's actually also named after that Greek queen in the constellation. See here. Come on. I don't care, Hershey's.
Surrender to me.
There we go. Get out of the way. Don't want to make it too loud.
Surrender to me. Feel my embrace. Succumb. I strike. No mercy. I'll take care of everything. As you wish. Say please. Don't make me beg. Of course. Don't be coy. Tell me everything. I'm listening. You're no fun.
Yeah, definitely sounds like Lilith inspired. Okay, don't start. Because now this thing just decided to spit the screw out. So I'm going to try and hold this thing. And try and twist it back in. There. Okay, you, scooch, your touche. No. Unhand my foot. There we go. Now don't. Here. Don't you fall. You fall, I'm going to throw you off a cliff. Not funny. I tell her not to do what I was going to do if it did fall. Like, what's the point of even telling them, hey, could you keep it down? They don't listen anyway, so what's the point? Meh. Okay. Anyway, And really, I mean, there's so many other references to Lilith in so many movies, and also Borderlands. I, if I remember, I think she's in both. The character Lilith that's named. Yeah, she's in both. That's another reference. Pretty much anything that has the idea of feminine power, doing as we please, and kind of being a little bit vengeful, darkly elegant. That's the right way of putting it. And kind of displaying that persona of being someone who's very alluring, captivating, and you have no idea what's going to go on with her. Those are some of the other ideas. But also my hang on, I'm gonna check to see. Can we use our inside voices, please, or is that too much to ask? The hopefully. Okay. Yay! Seems like stop banging stuff. Okay, the membership thing, it looks like it's clear. Oh, it's approved, kinky. Now I just need to just like change the badges and all that. And then after that, well, it's all done. I'm ready to get going, but okay, scooch. I'm also going to be changing the badges from basic to something like this. What I decided I'm going to do, get out of the way, is scoochy. Except that one. Okay, yeah, scooch. For the badges, Cupcake, I didn't tell you to open those. There you go. And the badges are supposed to be like if you're fresh meat, and then after 1 month, then after 2 months, then after 6 months, then after 12 and 24. If you're fresh meat, you start with this. Very simple and very cutesy. If you survive a month, you're going to be bumped up to this. If you survive, you survive 2 months, you'll be bumped up to this. I'll show it again because that was like half a second. Yeah, you'll be bumped up to that. And you survive that, you'll be scooched up to, I believe, was it 3 months? No, after 6 months, you'll then be bumped up to the mask and eyes. You survive that. Actually, no, that's new. Okay, first variation, second, yeah, after 6. If you survive a whole year, you'll be bumped up to probably, yeah, I'm only going to go as high as this. If you survive a whole year, you'll be getting actually my new logo as the badge, which looks like that. So, cutesy and all that, and this is also going to be like the unique emoji, too. No, I gotta flaunt it. And I tried my very best to make it realistic and practical. because, you know, I'm one of those people that's like, cupcake is scooch. Gonna drive me to drink. But anyway, so the tiers. Level 1 is a siren. It is only $199. Level 2, rank 2 is a maven at $4.99. And then the last rank 3, there might be more, but not many more right now, is Hetera at 10. So now this is also what is going to be in it. Thank you. Scooch. So the siren gets the loyalty badges, which are not going to be those generic ones. There. They're not going to be those generic ones in the emoji. There's not even anything there. You also get, you'll be either one shown in a reel, like a big Dean's list of supporters, or I'll actually say thank you to every single person, as that's rank 1 for the siren. The Maven gets the same thing as the siren, but also be able to access the live stream and videos I put up regarding it. Lisa! You really wanted me to buy you some dark chocolate, huh? Or, you know, here's the thing, Lisa. You're lucky I don't know your address, because who knows, one of these days, if I did, you probably would be like, who's knocking at my door? Who got me these? Some flamer named Brendan in Arizona. He said they were for you. Yeah, that's why you're lucky I don't have your address, because I'd be like, oh, you're going to surprise me? Okay, well, 2 to play that game. Stop it, you. You're going to make me blush on camera. And it's actually real blush, not like, what's it called? It's not, there's a joke I used to say about, Maybelline, New York. I think that's what it was. I used to say, it's not Maybelline, it's Maybe bullshit. But yeah, this blush is real, but still. But yes, the Maven gets the perks at the siren level, and also the access to the live streams and videos that I put up regarding the occult, like the once a month occult thing. And that's pretty much the one that you really want to get if you want to be able to see like actual in-depth discussions and me actually teaching as far in as I can about a subject. And then the last perk for 10 a month, the Hetera. The same thing as the Siren and the Maven, but also the Hetera gets one special thing. It is being included in the monthly, like once a month spell work. So essentially, it'll be something like this. Let me grab a flaming apparatus real quick. Essentially, how it'll go. I just knew that was going to happen. So I'm just going to pick you up because this thing decided I'm going to fall and be stupid. Well, okay, if you're going to fall and be stupid, you can just stand there. Well, for some reason, I do not know why all of a sudden it decided just to fall. Because it's screwed in. But anyway. Oh, it looks so... I look a hot mess, but anyway. Pretty much, really, it'll be like once a month. I'll be using... Okay, you're going to scooch your tushy. Don't fall. Thank you. Essentially, I'll be lighting like one of these, probably the same color. And I'll be sending off an intention a month. That way it's, you know, like kind of giving everybody like a good booster for whatever intention of the month it's going to be. And yeah, that way, I'll just plop you over here. Don't fall. Sit. Yeah, now I'm actually having you sit on my computer. And this is actually better than, that thing that thinks, oh, I'm going to fall. Well, if you fall, hopefully you'll fall and break your neck. But anyway. So yeah, once a month. It may be more complex than just that. I'm not just going to grab, a glass in case and just be like, I'm good. No. Like actually have a crystal grid set up around it. And actually me taking a long time, and screw it, I'll even do it live. That sounds so bad. That sounds so bad. Screw it, I'll do it live. Vulgar. But I'll also, well, I'm thinking about adding another tier, but I'm just going to keep it to the 3. So we'll see. Oh, and then hindsight update, might as well. And keep in mind, this is overnight. Yeah. Overnight, they now just exploded just like that. Overnight. Only had it for 2 days. And now they're like, It's like everybody asks me every time, wow, how'd you get him to do that? Exist. Those are huge. What'd you do to make them get that big? Exist. No, but really. Hindsight is my plant, and I love that plant so much. This is not my phone. I will do. Ugh. I'll throw some cardstock for myself. And I'll be doing a spread like the old-fashioned way, but with a twist. And this is a terror. Okay, so this is how this is going to work. And you can be turned off because you're useful as oil and water put together. So, essentially how this spread is going to work. Of course, I'm going to have the 3Ds, Dark Goddess and Daemons. Well, 2. Don't say double D. That sounds so bad. So, that, and I'm also going to, for those... Oh, hello, bird. I was about to say, hello, Killer Bernie. No. So, essentially how I'm going to do this spread and just take a quick look for myself. And if I'm finished with it, I'll do like a short 1 or 2 readings for other people because my phone is at 55%, but nonetheless. So, I'm going to go with 3 Dark Goddesses and 3 Daemons. And the tarot I'm going to hit myself in the face with is the Grand Lux. And once I get to the Grand Lux, I'm going to show you how I'm going to be doing the pull for it. And it was actually Hecate who showed me this way of pulling. Right now, I've just pretty much finished going over my membership perkies. That's going to be out in like 2 shakes. And yeah. And now I'm just going to be reading myself in front of a live studio audience and, hopefully not embarrass myself and be all like, oh, I just said something pretty, nasty, if you catch my drift. And oh well, it is. Ladies, why'd you do that? Why'd you knock them all out of your hand? That's not nice. Now you're making me bend over on camera. It's funny, okay? Okay, so just gonna pull 3. Okay, so we got 2. Power, seek out, and now the one that I mustn't forget. Okay, what? Okay then. Oh, Lord. These cards are sticky and they're flying all over the place. And it's getting kind of agitating. Okay. Really? Apparently that's the one in power for me. And not a first seduction. Whatever, we'll go with it. I need to seek out Chang'e for obsession. Okay. And I mustn't forget Fortana for fate. Well, in power, it looks like I'm going to be woozy-wooing under the moon. Okay. I have to seek out and actually, I have a better way of putting this. I need to seek out and remind myself to remain committed and devoted to something, because obsession is a kind of a negative word for devotion. So I need to seek out and remember my devoted, and remember that what I'm devoted to, and not get too over woozy-wooey. But I mustn't forget that essentially some things are bound to be, and to not, try and think, oh, I'm going to get away. No. I'm going to always end up being back to where I need to be. But still, I can't woo too much, and I got to remember what I chose to stick to. Okay, got those 3, but I mean, for goodness sakes, well, okay. I'm not gonna dance though, because last time I danced, I kind of fractured my heel and had my Achilles tendon divulged from the foot. Well, actually, technically the ankle. So I'm not gonna do that again. Please no. Killing me, dude. Stop doing that. Okay. Oh. 1. I don't know what that was. It kind of sounded like a dying ostrich. I don't even know what an ostrich sounds like, so how am I supposed to know? There's that one. Don't. Do we have to slam stuff? You. Yes, killer. I'll pull one for you right quick. Well, you got the Morgan. Sovereignty. Well, whatever it is, go in bloodthirsty. And, yeah, charge home and don't be afraid to rip heads off. Well, you know what they say. You see her washing some armor and it's blood red. Be all like, so who was the idiot? but definitely, whatever situation or whatever you're doing, go at it full force and relentless. Don't be afraid to overkill it, because it seems like it needs to be overkilled. Okay, there's damage 1. What? I hate that card. Okay. Okay, so apparently this is what I got. First Daemon is King Paimon, who I absolutely adore. Don't be having the conga line come through again, dude. Oh boy, okay. And, well, that's supporting the, well, I guess that one's the first one. So in power right now is Inanna and Paimon. So a lot of seducing by, being a king and being animated and wild and crazy and a lot of fun. Okay, I'll go with that. But I don't like this card, and I don't like these cards that are in this deck. Seeking out the devotion and a broomstick. Remember to, and also to clean and make sure that nothing doesn't taint my sense of devotion and commitment to something. That's the best I got. I mustn't forget now Kame, and the last name to come out is Kame. I'm not really familiar with Kame, so I'm gonna need to use this just to know what I'm working with, and then I can decipher it. Okay. So essentially, what I'm getting is that I mustn't forget that even sometimes nature is probably going to be the best indication of how fate and how things are around me. Fate, like nature and the animals, and listening to them do their mating calls may be the best thing. I give up with them. But yeah, listening to them and being out in nature is probably going to be the best way to understand how existence is being like, hey, you're stupid, or hey, keep doing that, or hey, listen. No, I just had to do that for reference. Okay, so I'm going to scooch them forward. King Paimon is going to go there. The broom and the stick will go there, and then it'll go there. So now the tarot part. This is where it's going to get fun. Not really. It's pretty terrifying. So this way of actually laying out this spread, is going to go like this. I've done it once before on camera with someone, but now I'm doing it again because this is actually really having your intuition come into a part of it. Okay, so you have to just start the same way. Nope. Nothing too fancy just yet. Okay. Nothing too fancy. And I swear to Lord Lanta, if my card pops up again, I'm gonna get like, really, dude? Because last time I used that deck was when I'm like, let's see what comes out with my card. That was the last time I used this deck. And I really don't want to have me table flip on camera again, but it was funny. So, one more flippity flip after this one. Don't you do it. Okay, so this is how it's going to go. So, okay, we have our 78 pile. One pile. Another pile. Third pile. So now there's a total of 3 piles now. Essentially it goes like this. With the piles in front, I now pretty much make and build the spread. I can either choose from the top or the bottom of a stack. But now here's the kicker. I cannot choose the same pile twice. I can only choose, if I choose the top or bottom of a stack, that I can't choose that stack until I choose one of the other two. And then once I choose a different one, I can then choose it again. So really, it's like you're putting your intuitive side on the spot and really feeling your way. And it can be kind of nerve-wracking. So to start, 4 of Swords, which is a bit too accurate. Knight of Swords. Seven of Swords as the foundation. Can we not make me shriek on camera, please? Sheesh, we have a lot of sharp pointing things right now. A lot of blowing, too. Behind me or backing me up. Three of Wands. Stop that. Accuracy, please. Ace of Swords. We have a lot of blowing going on already. Scooch that down. Scooch that down. Just put that one like that. And then this one will go like that. Well, almost like that. That'll work. And coming to the face is the Wheel of Fate. Okay. I hope. Enough's enough. No. Self-perception. Lovers. Okay. But I can't get over this Lovers card with having those there. They're like, oh, we're gonna ruin the moment. Okay. Beautiful card, but the birds kind of made me get confused. Apparently, everybody else is seeing me as really wet. Okay. Hoping for it, but yet fear and Five of Wands. That's also accurate. Six of Cups as the final outcome. And then the last three for clarifiers, we have Ten of Pentacles at the bottom. Hong Kong Phooey Chariot at the bottom. And then the Knight of Cups at the bottom. And those are my clarifying. So yeah, really that's how that spread is. Well, that's how one of the ways I was kind of given insight from Hecate to make the spread and make it that way. That way you actually really have to like feel your way through it. It can be kind of terrifying because you're like, I have no idea which one to choose. I'm getting nervous. But to take it from the top. Current position. Yes, in a state of quiet and recovery and trying to get mental peace. I'm being challenged by, or I'm going to be encountering either a figure that wants to, move them legs, be very quick, or a situation that's going to require me to get up on my toesies and start moving. Cause of all this is someone trying to think they're sneaky, freaky deaky. Behind me or backing me up, Three of Wands. Yep, had a lot of waiting. 3,000 years waiting for this ship to come in, but no. We have to, have our anchors down in the water, but no, okay. Hoping for, on top of my head is the Ace of Swords, of course, having the clarity. But no, the sword is not being jabbed in my head. Coming towards the face is the Wheel of Fate. Luck and fortune moves forward, fine. And also something big is on the full moon. Apparently I'm seeing myself as in perfect unison with body, mind, spirit and all that. And there's also, I'm aware of a distraction trying to, get me off kilter. Somehow everybody is viewing me as somebody who's intuitively on point and very wet. Very emotional and pure. Hoping for, but also definitely afraid of. I'm hoping for, that this conflict can be finished, but I'm also afraid of the conflict at the same time. The outcome is the Six of Cups. Talk about having the cheesy, woozy, oh, I remember the days romance. And it's going to be a figure that's going to be trying to woo me, but joke's on you, dude. I'm already in Nana and King Paimon. Good luck wooing me now. But it's going to be sustainable and long-term focused. And yeah, it's going to be moving a little bit too fast and a little bit too full speed ahead. Hopefully I don't run over someone. If I do, well, you should have had insurance. So it kind of sounds like a bad thing for me. Are you kidding? My phone's already at 10%. Oh, he's probably going to die. So I'm going to end the live stream here because I don't want my phone to die, and that'd be rude. But keep your eyes open for like the membership thing, because this should be up any moment today. So, toodaloo. Let me get this thing on the charger before it dies, because that won't be